Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Barry Guidry, the GIS Systems Analyst for Pittsylvania County. I want to show you that, as you can see here, the GIS Web App Builder will soon be retired. And this is what we currently have the public GIS web application running on. So with that, they are suggesting, as it says here, that everyone upgrades their web apps to this Experience Builder, okay, which is what I'm currently working on, and we'll show you how to operate. It's pretty similar to the previous web application, but there are some differences that I'll go over with you. Now, unless you bookmark the link, the easiest way to get to the web application and our website is to Google it. Scroll down a bit. Here it is here. This is our county web address, PennsylvaniaCountyVA.gov. Okay, and here's GIS shortcut here. Okay, or you can get to that through government here and departments, which we are the Information Management Department, and Maps and GIS fall under that. So once excuse me, once I have finished the new build, I will transition the link to this button for new GIS platform, and either add or replace this button for GIS Portal with the legacy application, just like we did in the past. Okay. Now, with that, this is the current web application experience build that I have created to replace the old web app builder. Much the same. It's just, different colors, a bit, a dark theme, which is nice. I think it's easier on the eyes than all of the bright white of most legacy web applications, web pages. So again, we have links here. This will open our Pennsylvania County homepage. This About button will open the current video that I'm making. So if you get stuck, you can open this, keep it in another window or tab in your browser, and view the video again for training purposes. Okay, the layers are the same. Actually, I'm using the same web map, which is, as you can see here in the map frame and the layers, it's the same as the previous one. The only difference is the application interface. Okay, so again, if the layers say group layer after the title, that means you can expand that, and there's some sub layers within that group. Okay, that if you were to toggle off, zoom in so they'll show up. Turn this off for now. Turn the addresses off. So basically what you're looking at is the assessed parcels here. Okay, the pink lines, general location parcels with these green thumbtacks. So you could turn them off and on individually in the sublayers, or you can turn off the entire group. Okay, and by default, certain layers or group layers are turned on that I think people will be interested in or using the most. But you could turn any of the layers off and on depending on your need. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the layers. Again, at the bottom of the layer list is all of the aerial imagery. Okay, so you can turn any. We do have some new imagery, 2023, recently there, and 2002 through 2019. This VBMP is a Virginia-based mapping program. It's just an acronym, and that is the aerial photography program that is contracted by VGIN. VGIN, you'll see somewhere later, is that acronym for Virginia Geographic Information Network, an organization that provides geospatial information and data to the public. And I occasionally will upload our data to their network so that when folks download from their network, they have an updated data set as well. So, same thing here as in the past, where I'm going to just zoom in a bit so we can see what we're working with here. Okay, the parcel labels are in the tax parcels group layer, which can be turned off here. Okay, and if, again, just like in the past, if I were to just left click on this thumbtack in the map frame, okay, see it highlighted the tax parcel boundary, and here it says tax parcels all. That means that because the tax parcel is in the same area as the general location parcel here, the green thumbtack, that when I click on this point here, it will bring up any and all of the features under where I clicked, okay, because they're overlying one another, right? So this is the same information in the pop-up as in the past, okay? Remember, at the very bottom of the pop-up for the general location parcels and the assessed parcels are the attached photos of the property. And they moved the navigation in the pop-up between the layers down to the bottom here. So if I click next arrow, now it's showing the data for the assessed parcels, right? For the same parcel ID. And this information here is pulling from, actually, remember the hyperlink at the bottom here, all of the interactive data within the pop-up is going to be at the bottom. So if I click here, that will take me to the real estate page for that particular parcel and the information. And again, this doesn't change really. I mean, we add or delete on occasion a button, but this is pretty much all the same. Here's a property card. Okay, this is an external website from GIS, so that's why, you know, it's pretty much the same. It's just linked in that pop-up to take you there. So, and this information in the pop-up is the same information that's on that web page, okay? Okay, I click next, it'll tell you it's tax parcels all now because that layer is available and turned on as well. Now this information in the pop-up is basically GIS information that I update and tax information as well that I update from the tax information database. All of these fields are updated. That is updated about weekly, as well as the assessed parcel data here. Those are updated like weekly. Okay, so, and again down here it shows you 2 or 3 which layers you're looking at, right? When they're over multiple overlying layers, and just toggle back and forth between the data here again. Okay, so that's pop-ups. They're pretty much all the same for the different layers, just different information in them. Okay, so now I will go through the widgets, they're called, or tools. So for now, I'll turn off this imagery to show you the base map gallery here. If I click that, there's a variety of base maps, which will be basically the background of the entire map data frame. Okay. See, so I can change this to any variety of these and turn some layers off so you can see the difference here. These are just different sources of base map data that are provided publicly. Okay. So I'll just get back to this one for now. The measure tool is up here now. I can measure straight line distance or area. So straight line distance, just click. You can click at each turn or corner to kind of curve the line as such. So like following that little road, when I double click, well, can't get it to stop, but when I double click it should stop there. I could change the units here, and for new measurement that will clear it. And the area tool, just kind of same, just click to start, click at each corner of whatever you want to measure, double click it to end, and you can change the units there. Okay, pretty simple to use. This is a select tool, which is useful in a case something like I'll show you here. So if you'll notice the tab at the bottom of the map frame, that is the table data. And see across the top is different layers that you can click on, okay, to show all of the information associated with that layer. So now if I use a select tool, I can select a feature. Let's turn off some of these that we don't want to select. Let's select this little one here. So, well, shoot.
Yeah. Some of that.
You could change what you want to use. Oh, that's the problem. I was on rectangle. Let's do it with this point tool. So it should, yeah, just select that single parcel that I clicked within the middle of. Okay, so now if I open a table and look at the same layer that I have selected here, tax parcels all, I can go to here, click this button to show selection. So it'll just show the data in the table associated with that selected parcel that I can peruse. A lot of this is the same data in the pop-up, though the table here may have more information, because in the pop-ups I can limit what fields appear in the pop-up. Okay, and another thing useful here is in this actions button here that I'm hovering over. If I click that, there's some operations here, and if you notice, make sure you look in selected tools here versus all data. Okay, there's two options here with similar tools, so I can like zoom to the selected parcel, different actions. But here's a tool that may be very useful to export to CSV, right? And so let's open that, download, and so as you can see here, what it did was it exported that single parcel information to a common delimited file that I opened in a spreadsheet editor. This one being Microsoft Excel. Okay, and then you could save the table then and have that useful information that you could send to other folks and in a format that is a little better for most people to work with. So okay, each tool, similar to the past, remember, has like a clear button to clear the actions of that tool, which for select is right here. So I click that and it unhighlighted the parcel. And down here at the bottom right, this button will just take you to current location. That's not 100% accurate though, because I think it's just using my IP address, which it probably just sees as in Chatham, and it's just going to the center of Chatham or something. But this would be more handy for mobile users when you're navigating. Okay, this tool here, the arrows will just go back and forth to your previous extents. These buttons here, the plus and minus, will zoom in, zoom out, or you can use your mouse wheel. That's what I use usually. That's what I'm using here. If you have a mouse wheel, and this button of a house will take you back to the default extent of the map of the whole county. Okay, so now we'll go over some more tools or widgets. The search tool, very similar to the one previously. You can select individual layers here. Okay, this is VGen that I spoke of, Virginia Geographic Information Network, geolocator, which is a geolocator engine that they built. This one is default in most Esri web applications, the ArcGIS World Geocoding Service. And these two engines are much like Google Maps. Okay, they just will take you to the address where they believe it should be. Okay, and so what you can do, if you leave all selected, you can search any one of these. Okay, and it will find it in that layer. So currently, let's just search an address. Okay, and then a list pops up, and you notice the headings here. This is says assessed parcels and address, VGIN geolocator. Okay, and it's given several options of what it assumes that address may turn out to be. Okay, but in the assessed parcels, that is the sole address, and so if I click that, and it brings up two parcel IDs that are associated with that physical address, and I'll click either one, and it takes us to our office here, the county administrative office location. Okay, and the reason it had two parcel IDs is because we have multiple parcel IDs within these lots here.
I'm just walking across the street.
Okay. And that's pretty much it, how to use the search button. Okay. You can put in also, let's get the parcel labels on, which you can also search. And what's nice now about some of these widgets is you can move them. Okay, in the past a lot of the boxes weren't movable, but the problem remains that when you click in a parcel, that pop-up box cannot be moved still. You can dock it with this to the right side of the map frame, but that's it. But the tools you can move. So let's just search one of these nearby parcel IDs. Okay, in the GIS search data, always type the dashes in because it searches the exact format, okay, that is such. And again, we find that in GIS World Geocoding Service. Don't know what to find with it, but in the assessed parcel data is what we're looking for. So if I click that and click it again here, it zooms to it again. Okay, then I can close that. I can click, pop up again if I like to look at that information behind it. The print widget has moved here. It used to be up here too. So print. Now, something I want to show you that's important here with this widget. Well, for one thing, with most or all these widgets, this little corner with the white outline, if you hover over it till your mouse shows two arrows, you can click and left click and hold your mouse button and drag to resize that window. And again, you can move these. Okay. Now, something important here is you probably will almost always, if not always, want to expand this advanced option. Here again, you could change a scale if the area you want doesn't print. If you can't get it to print the way you want it by zooming in and out, you could change a scale here slightly. But this is what I want to show you that's important. I don't know why they have this unchecked by default, and there's no option in the configuration to make it checked by default. But to include the legend, you have to select this box. And same with north arrow. Okay, you can change your units here if you like. Okay, then you can change the title of the map if you like. Again, same as in the past, and the format of the map layout. So I'm gonna hit print now, and you see the little blue dot appeared here showing that it's running, and you have to hit print result then to see that map print out output. And then, same as in the past, you click that and it'll open your map. Then you could print or save your map that you made. Okay? And see, here's a north arrow and legend that you have to check in order to put on the map, or else it won't by default. It won't have information there. Okay, that's pretty much it with the print widget. The chart widget, if you remember, with the previous application, that runs off of this population demographics layer, okay, which covers the entire county. Okay, here's a legend widget, so if I open that, it will show the population per square mile is what the shades are. And a chart widget that's open, and it just shows various statistics in that data. If I resize it, it may show a little better. And you have a few options here. View, you can export it to a table basically. Okay, and if you hover over it, you'll see the labels. Let's see if we can resize this so it shows all the full labels over here. Not quite. So have to just hover over it to see the category. You see name, population, one race, then it's total in the county. Okay. I think they have some improvements to do to that with the selection options. Because you only have, see, it's not showing the selected area only. When I configured that tool, you only had two options, which were either show all the data or selected data only. So I opted for all the data, but I may add another one just to use selected data. So any of these blocks you select, it will just show those statistics for that area. Okay, so there may be another chart widget coming soon that I'll rename. As you hover over it, I'll rename it to something slightly different. Again, the legend, whatever you have turned on in the layers will show in the legend. You can resize that, show more. You can move it. Bookmarks, pretty much the same thing here. You can create a bookmark. You can rename it. Okay, then as you see, if I zoom out, go back to bookmark widget and click on it, it will go back to that bookmark I'd saved. Okay, and then if you want to get rid of them, just click this garbage can icon to clean them up. Okay, let's clear this selection. The draw widget, similar to the past. Now, I don't know why they have these three buttons in here. I guess just another option. If you don't want the select tool over here, you can use this one, but all that does, these three are select parcels. So if you scroll here, here's the drawing tools. So let's resize this a bit so you can see more in here when I click it. So if I click the point, draw a point, okay, some information comes up similar to in the past. You can select an icon to use. You can change the size here of the icon. You can show location, the measurements and your units here. For a point, the only option degrees, minutes, seconds. So then if I click on the map, just left click, it'll show that icon with the location, which is handy if you want to use the print widget to print your drawings on the map, you know. Okay, so let's close that, and here is the erase tool here. Not sure what that is. I guess that icon's an eraser to clear your drawings. Okay, draw a polyline again, similar to in the past. You left click for each corner you want to do, double click to end it. Okay, I can show the measurement to do it though. Okay, then it'll label it again in here. Alright, then you have your area tool, same as in the past, to measure an area or draw an area and measure it if you like. A rectangle, which, you know, you just hold down your left mouse button and drag it until you get the size you want. Same with the circle. Left click, hold your mouse till you get to the size you want and just let go of your mouse button. Okay, pretty simple stuff there. Directions widget, which we've had in the past. Again, you can enter an address or use your current location, and then your go-to address, right? Okay, and it'll show the route and the information here, similar to, you know, Google Maps, MapQuest, whatever. You can save your results. All that will do is save it as another layer though. Okay, you can change these options. Add a stop to another address. Okay, similar to Google Maps addresses, right? Let's see, how do we clear this one? Clear route here. Okay, that's kind of hidden. Okay, moving on. Here's the Near Me widget, which in the past, similar in the past, will work. See, this is showing our route that we had created here. Now, I'll just remove. I guess I can't remove that. Huh. That's odd. Okay. But anyway, it'll clear once I close this web browser and reopen it. So I added parts to the Near Me widget, and we have an address, and we had tax payment locations in it. So you have to turn these layers on though to use them with that widget. And a waste collection group. Okay. So now I'll select that Near Me widget. Now, something I don't like that they may add in the future, I don't know. You no longer can enter an address with this tool. I've looked it up, I've researched it. You just can't do it. So you would have to use a search if you want to search. Go to an address area first. And then you would use these tools to draw in a map. And then it gets the address here, you see. Okay, let's resize it. And you can see it found tax payment locations, solid waste convenience centers. within 5 kilometers. Again, I wish I could change this default, but it's not an option. Okay, so if I change the units, it automatically recalcs. So now I've found the county park, tax payment locations, and waste disposal locations. So, and it found, here's, you can see the results. 1 county park within that radius, 3 tax payment locations, 2 and 1 these types of waste disposal locations. But if you increase that radius, I think I'd hit enter, yeah. Then it'll show more, you see. Then I can select either one of these, click on the arrow next to one I want, and it'll zoom to it. And another thing I don't like, they no longer have where you can make a route to that location in this tool, but hopefully they're going to add options in the future to this tool. So this will clear that all. That was near me tool. And remember, if you hover over any one of these tools, you'll see what it is used for. Share. Again, you just copy the link to the map. You can create a short link to copy, highlight it, copy, and share that with someone if you like, you know, by email or whatever. You know, I'm just gonna paste it to show you that it copied it. Okay. Or if you click on one of these icons, embed will give you the script. You can copy to embed it in embed a map in a website if you're a website creator. This will create a QR code that you can save and share so people can get to it easy with their phone or mobile device, email, and so on, you know, with the various social that will open that social media account that you can then share it with. Query tool we have again, as in the past, 2 options: assess parcels, general location parcels. Okay, so if you have some, turn on general location parcels. Yeah. So if you have any of these bits of information and you're trying to look this up, an account or parcel, you can enter in the account number, and here this shows a format, the parcel ID, and so on, current owners' names, and yada yada yada. So let's enter in a parcel ID just that we can see on the screen here. And I'll hit apply. Didn't find it, but I'll have to look at that widget to see what's going on. Yeah, it's not working right. I'll look into that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's turn some stuff off here to show the next widget operation. Okay, so the swipe tool here currently works only for use with the imagery. So if you want to compare different dates of imagery and look at how something, you know, a property or something has changed, you can select any 2 of these in the imagery, and the order in which they draw will be from the bottom to top in the layers list. That's why the one you're seeing now is a 2015 imagery in the map frame. If I turn that off, that's 2023. So 2015. Let's hit swipe tool. You have to turn it on here. Okay, and here's the options where you can select what you want to compare. I have to turn off the 2015 here in the trailing layers, which is this pane, because anything you have turned on is going to turn it on in here by default. And then you can see the difference, the changes from 2015 to, and you can still zoom in while this is open. Okay, so you can see changes between those years of imagery. And to clear that, you'd have to go up here and turn it off. Okay, and that's about it. So if you have any questions, you can contact me, Barry Guidry, at Pittsylvania County. My email is barry.guidry@picgov.org. And my phone number is 434-432-7998 if you have any questions. Okay. Thank you. I hope this helps.